Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Fresh from Gen Con here, we picked up Warcrow from Corvus Belli, the new fantasy skirmish game that they have. Excited to dig into this. Certainly the artwork is eye-catching, and seeing some of their preview videos on the game mechanics very much in the realm of, if you're familiar with Infinity, of course, from them, you'll pick up on some of the concepts that they're using this, but with some interesting and exciting new wrinkles. So this is their Winds from the North 2-player battle pack, which is chock full of all kinds of goodies. We'll show you guys everything inside as we get everything opened up for you, and we'll take a tour. We'll be right back. So right out of the box here, we are confronted with our sort of like plastic tray. It's a very heavy box too for its size, certainly, so there's a lot of goodness in here. So we get our bases in here for everything. Looks like about 32 mil. Or a little bit larger perhaps, we'll double check. But all the minis in this, which we'll show you guys in just a little bit, are resin, so we're getting away from the all metal that Corvus Belli used to do. So we got plenty of those. We'll get all that opened up for you. Dice, the game uses D8s and kind of the special dice so that you would typically see with games from like Fantasy Flight for their various systems like Star Wars and so on and so forth. So we have special D8s for this. 3 different colors for offense and defense, and we'll get into that as well. So then, getting that out of the way, we have some cards here, stack cards and everything. They're kind of taped in, or no, actually they're free. So we'll get all that opened up for you guys as well. We'll show you all the details there. And then below that, but wait, there's more. So we get the intro booklet here, so covering different rules, concepts, basics. I love, from Infinity years ago, they always did a good job of sort of like introducing the game and the concepts and then showing that through like progressively more complicated scenarios with more of the minis that you get in the starter. So we'll see if that holds true here, but a decent little booklet there. And then finally a scenery pack here, which is basically punchboard terrain, as you can kind of see, but nice that they're including that. And again, that's pretty thick, so that's a fair bit of stuff that's included here. So let's take a look and see what they give us. Also templates. So 2 short templates, 2 long, because again, this is a 2-player box, so it's nice that they're thinking of both players for a change. A lot of game systems just throw one-ofs in there. A turn counter, 139 tokens and markers as well. 2 buildings, the farmhouse and a shed, which we can see here. Basically that whole table. 4 fences, 2 walls, 4 terrain templates, and then actually like a paper playmat, which we'll see on here. So again, chock full, so really ready to go out of the box with these 2 factions. So we'll be right back after we get everything sorted out a little bit more for you guys. Alright guys, so here's that punchboard terrain. Again, we get several sheets of it, and of course nicely colored as well. Obviously there you can get better terrain with MDF kits out there, 3D resin prints, other plastics and stuff like that for this kind of sort of medieval village type of setting. But hey, this is again really good quality stuff right out of a starter box. So plenty of things here. We get our little pieces here for the turn marker to be able to spin that dial. And then we get into the tokens, and again, everything nice and in color. Of course, they, just like with Infinity, they're partnering with Warcrow for a lot of the like acrylic tokens, which might be worth picking up at some point, but for now, this is pretty cool. Again, 2 of each of the measuring tokens, or templates rather. Love that idea. And then we get into the turn counter, which is actually quite the affair here for the game. So you got this big old dial. And then that thing, and yet more tokens. So quite a bit there. So it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets of cardboard. The inside of the sort of packaging for that actually has all the directions on it, so very smart. So we don't have to have an extra sheet just for that. And then the paper playmat as well. I think it's like a 24 by 18 or something like that, but it does fold out. It's basically a poster, but very gorgeous details on it nonetheless, just to show you a little bit of that. Kind of like a frozen tundra type setting for that. So let's get that out of the way. The intro booklet as well. So just thumbing through it again, you get basics, turn play, turn sequence, things like that. What do the dice mean? All that fun stuff. So here, just to kind of zoom in on the table of contents for you guys so you get an idea. So a little bit of history in there. So it's almost like a mini rule book, and they've done a good job. It's definitely beyond like a pamphlet in size. So this is pushing about 44, 45 pages in total. But the tutorial scenario there walks you through everything hand by hand. I love that. And then from there, continuing into play. So what do more of the rules do? So again, it just kind of gives you the basics to get started and then throws more at you progressively. I like that. You can play into a campaign, more scenarios there, and kind of like a mini campaign. And it includes like a little log and record log sheet for that, a reference sheet at the end. So just neat ideas. They definitely don't waste any space with anything for Corvus Belli things, especially like with Infinity. I remember they used to use for like a lot of their cardboard terrain, the typical box set size that you would get for the expansion boxes would actually fit inside some of those buildings, and then that would help stabilize them. So just neat little ideas like that. It'd be nice to see other companies kind of taking that up and doing more with the packaging so it just doesn't get thrown away. But reference sheet at the back here, so always welcome. Probably something that's worth, like photocopying and then maybe getting like laminated or something, doing a couple of these, just to have it handy for a fellow player, but also for demos and stuff like that. So with that being said, so then we'll pause here for a second. We're going to get out the actual miniatures for you guys and show you what those look like. Alrighty, we're back here, guys, and just taking a look at some of the orc miniatures here. I know they have their own faction, but just for the moment here. So first look at really Corvus Belli resin, and looks pretty good overall. Details are fantastic, of course, and just dry fitting a few of them. Everything seems to essentially be going together. So, but it gives you an idea on the size of some of these guys too, especially like the leader figure and stuff, or one of the, I think, leader figures for what's included in the faction. So overall, very big, very chunky, very mean looking orcs here. So we get 7 of them, and it's 7 of the humans. So we're going to turn to that in a second actually and double check something, just because it does seem like at first glance that we're being shorted 2 minis on that side. So but anyway, we'll turn to that in just a moment for you guys, and then we'll take a look at the stat cards as well. So we'll be right back. Yeah, so we're back, and we got the human half of the box to double check. So in fact, we are short. I thought we were short 2 for a second, but we do have 6 of the resin guys for the human faction. But then looking everywhere just to make sure we didn't drop it or anything, but we have a random Infinity mini in here and not our 7th human figure. Thankfully, it doesn't look like the leader or look like the spellcaster are missing, but we'll have to double check and see which of the other figures we didn't get, but instead have this random Infinity blister in here, or baggie. So good stuff there. Now again, quality-wise, for the moment, we're not going to get these out of the bag. We're going to have to build these obviously separately and then double check, see what we're missing. But again, detail-wise, they're nailing it. So super happy right off the bat with their resin quality. No worries or concerns there. Not that really, in general, the actual quality of the mini was ever really in question with anything from Cool Mini. Obviously just gorgeous detail on the fabrics, the folds, all that stuff, armor, and even patterns on the armor. So really neat stuff there. So we have that included. But again, disappointing that right off the bat, essentially we're down a mini, especially for the faction that we actually want to play out of the box. So next up, we'll take a quick tour through these cards just to show you guys what they look like. Again, they're kind of like tarot sized. So we'll be right back and show you that and wrap up. Alrighty guys, just a quick look at some of the cards here. So love that they're all in gorgeous color. They're double-sided. The back side is Spanish, or I shouldn't say backside. One of the sides is Spanish. This one is English, of course. A fair bit of stuff going on the cards though, so definitely something we're gonna have to at least peek at the rules. Some of it's kind of obvious, like movement, seems like wounds, willpower, availability, I'm gonna guess, and then not sure on that one without having necessarily looked at the rules. It does break down seemingly like ranged and combat, some of your abilities that you have, and then like the damage that you would deal and so on and so forth, and points cost here up in the top. So kind of just comparing the human leader figure, what I assume is the leader, versus the orc. Orc's definitely more expensive, has another wound, seemingly a little bit less willpower, but again, a good selection of abilities for all the guys. Then we get into kind of like, I think what's like a second in command type of dude here for the humans, the Hetman, and then the magic user. So a lot of neat things going on here too. And then down to kind of a healer cleric type guy that you have here, war surgeon, and then your generic, in this case, Black Legion bucklermen. So gives you a quick idea of what these are. So we're going to definitely work on getting things assembled. We're going to have to reach out to Corvus Belli to see if we can get to the actual missing miniature. Again, kind of just sours the initial purchase here just by having something from not even the same game accidentally included. So, but anyway, overall good stuff. Again, great amount of content in the box, right? Plenty of dice, lots of minis, despite the incorrect one for this. But anyway, 14 total minis, tons of cards, lots of terrain and tokens and stuff to punch out. So again, they do a good job, as I've said, of just giving you literally everything you need to play out of the box and have some fun games, and not just kind of like just token terrain here. So again, there's a couple of buildings, fences, and all in color. Even if it's just kind of like punch board type terrain, it's still plenty to get you started out of the box and have like an actual decent feel for the game without investing further. So very much appreciated there. So we'll be getting you guys some more content for Warcrow here over the coming weeks and months as we get our things built and then work on some painting and hopefully get some games in and show you guys as well. So let us know if you picked it up at Gen Con or if you plan on picking it up in general. What do you think about it? Have you tried anything from Corvus Belli before, like Infinity? Definitely something we've played before. And they did announce, and we made a post on it too, 5th Ed Infinity coming. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Might be time to revisit that after skipping an edition or so. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, looking forward to trying Warcrow. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. And if you have any questions, try and answer anything that we would know about so far. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have more Warcrow in the future as well.